Hey guys, welcome back to the Joy of Treasure Hunting. And today I've got a really exciting adventure for you. We're going to go out to a Civil War battleground site area and see what we can find. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not actually going on the battleground where it's illegal to dig. We're going to some public land nearby that hopefully has some cool old relics left there. So come along and let's see what we can find. I don't know about you guys, but when I think Civil War, the state of Missouri in the Midwest of the United States is just not a state that comes to mind first off. But believe it or not, and this may come as a surprise to you as it did to me, that the very first full-scale battle of the Civil War actually happened in the southwestern corner of Missouri in a little town called Carthage. And that's where we're at today. So I brought my Nokta Legend metal detector and we're gonna search around that area and we're gonna see if we can find some Civil War relics from the time of this first battle, which happened on July 5th, 1861. So come along and let's see what treasure and what kind of history is left there to be uncovered. The Battle of Carthage State Historic Site contains a really pretty little quiet meadow and a clear water spring, and it's surrounded by these stone outcropping walls, and it made the area a very attractive place to camp for both the Union and Confederate troops during this time. The area has changed very little in appearance since the battle was fought back in July of 1861. So let's take a walk through the site before we get started, and I just wanted to show you some of the really cool features of this area. For those historians out there, here's a quick synopsis of the Battle of Carthage. Political views in Missouri were divided before the American Civil War. The main city of St. Louis and its surrounding counties generally sympathized with the northern states because the region was connected economically with the North. The area also had few slaves and contained a large German immigrant population, most of whom opposed slavery. Missouri Governor Claiborne Jackson was pro-Southern, and the rest of the state was very heavily divided. Publicly, Jackson tried to stay neutral, but he was suspected by the Union of secretly preparing the state militia to seize the federal arsenal in St. Louis. In June of 1861, Union Brigadier General Nathaniel Lyon attacked a secessionist concentration in St. Louis and forced approximately 4,000 men, led by Sterling Price and the governor Jackson, to evacuate the city. Union Colonel Franz Sigel quickly organized an expedition to chase those men into southern Missouri with orders to fully disperse the group. And the group was now being led by Governor Jackson. Well, Sigel camped with approximately 1,000 loyal Missouri infantry and artillerymen in the vicinity of the city of Carthage on July 4th, 1861. The next morning, Jackson and his men, who nonetheless outnumbered Sigel but were poorly armed, revealed themselves on a ridge north of town, compelling Sigel to either attack or to withdraw. After a sustained artillery bombardment by both sides, Sigel launched an attack. While his men were heavily engaged, Sigel received word that a large Confederate force, who were actually unarmed recruits, was moving towards his flank. So Sigel ordered a withdrawal into the town of Carthage. The Confederate pursuit climaxed with a big firefight in town square, where Jackson's men were ultimately unable to dislodge or destroy Sigel's force. Well, the Union troops retreated later that evening under the cover of darkness from Carthage to the southeast and to the town of Sarcoxie. This gave the win and a huge boost of morale to the pro-Southern Jackson and his troops. So not only was the Battle of Carthage the earliest full-scale battle of the Civil War, preceding Bull Run by 11 days, the battle also was noteworthy as the only time that a sitting state governor led troops in battle during the Civil War. All right, the place has a great history. So let's get out there, put the detector to the ground, and let's see what we can find. Hey guys, welcome back to the Joy of Treasure Hunting, and I'm out here on a really cold day at this really cool old park. It's got some history that might go even back to the Civil War. So I'm hoping Got my fingers crossed that we're going to find some old relics maybe that are that far back. But if not, you know, this park is still being used for many, many decades. And so you just never know. There might be some silver. There might be some good clad here. Might be some jewelry. I don't know. But we're going to go find out together. So come along and let's have some fun. All right. Next dig. Nice loud 33. Okay. Come on, baby. Be something good. Be something good. Got my fill of ring pulls already. And another one to the pot. So after about an hour of digging nothing but modern junk and pull tabs, it was becoming pretty obvious that this place had been picked over by many, many detectorists in the past. But again, nothing is ever hunted out, and persistence pays off. So after continuing to dig a little bit of that junk up, I was able to find some things that were below it that were being masked by those shallow, junky targets. And so come and see what we found. 40. Still down there. Okay. Hey, we got something. Well, looks like we got a little bit of a lead spill. Little molten lead right here. And we're not too far away from a Civil War camp. So, hey, I'm pretty excited about that. Hopefully there'll be a bullet around here. All right, next dig. 25, 26, 24, 25. Okay. Right in here somewhere. Oh, look at there. Our first coin of the day. All right. A modern nickel, but hey, I will take it all day long. All right, next signal. Kind of a 22. 22. Next to it. Yeah. Let's do that. 22. A little ferris showing. Kind of a weird, iffy signal. It's a folded beeve. Okay. Same hole. Kind of a weird, clippy signal. Let's just go see what's down in there. Like I said, same hole, so who knows? Such a tiny little signal, too. Wow. Huh. Kind of an iron response out of the acupoint a little bit. Oh, look at that. Got a little heart, little metal heart of some kind. Isn't that cool? A little bitty thing was in there. Wow. Dang. All right, well, that's something cool. On to the next one. So I had no idea when I put this thing in my pocket that I had just found one of the coolest things I had ever found. Let me show you what this thing was. So what this thing ended up being is a Victorian age or Civil War age heart token that has the Lord's Prayer stamped on it. Now this one in particular has been in the ground a very, very long time, and so it's very hard to see it, but you can still see as I show you the comparison between an undug example and the one that I found. You can still see that that's what this is. And my mind was blown. I was just thinking, wow, this is probably something that was carried by a soldier in the Civil War that had some real sentimental value. And I was flabbergasted. Again, you never know what you're digging up, guys, and what kind of history that item holds. So this one just really hit hard.
All right, next dig. 60. Basically pinged down. Well, there's a big chunk of iron, all right. I don't know what that is, but we'll put it in the pouch and check it out later.
Here's another perfect example. When you dig up something you don't know what it is, put it in the pouch, clean it up later, because you never know what it might be. And I had no idea, I wasn't thinking straight at the time, that there could be chunks of artillery shell still in the ground here from the Civil War. And I think that's what this is a chunk off of some sort of artillery that's still here after all of that time. And man, it's corroded. I don't know exactly what kind of a piece of a shell, cannonball, whatever it might have been. If you guys know that sort of thing, please leave me a comment down below. But again, you just never know the cool history that you can turn over.
Okay, next dig. Booming. Super loud 47. Over a very large area here, so kind of expect an aluminum can, but we'll find out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, it's some junk, some serious junk there.
I am such a dummy. You know, I just gave up on a big chunk of iron. For all I know, this may have been a cannonball or some kind of artillery chunk, or I don't know, piece of something really, really neat. And I'm thinking, oh, that's junk, I'll just leave it there. Let this be a lesson to you guys. You know, dig up all those items. You just never know what they're going to be. And I got to get it back out there and see what this big chunk of iron is now that I know that there's little pieces of artillery left.
All right, next dig. 49.51. 42. Oh, it's covering a large area. And it sounds kind of quiet, so maybe it's small, maybe it's large and deep. Oh, it's just a rock. Oh, I got some wire here. Some kind of wire. Copper. Oh, goodness. Yeah, big copper wire of some kind. Copper loop. I don't know what that is, but that's what it was. That's interesting. I'll put it in a pouch. On to the next one.
I don't know about you guys, but man, that was so cool. I can't believe that I found a heart pendant, token, whatever you want to call it, that has the Lord's Prayer on it. And I can't imagine that some woman, maybe a mother, maybe a girlfriend, a wife, or whatever, gave this as a protection item to her loved one as they were going off into the Civil War. And I pray that they made it and that it protected them. But either way, I really think that is a cool item. Hopefully, you guys thought that was neat also. If you know what some of these other things are, man, I sure appreciate you, piping up in the comments down below. Let me know. Do you really think that I got a piece of some artillery? Do you really think that that copper ring was maybe around a canteen or I don't know, a drum or something interesting? So if you know about these items, I'm not a Civil War historian or whatever, but I'd sure appreciate learning more about it. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Y'all have a wonderful day and God bless.